I hope you've been blessed by these segments with Pastor Jentezen Franklin as we've been talking about forgiveness, love, kindness. I know it could be a little challenging, but I think a good challenge for us of how we can live our lives differently. Now, Pastor Jentezen, today we're talking about loving God like we've never been hurt. You tell this amazing story in your book about Wayne and his family.
Yeah. The Caston family, Wayne Caston and his family, they've been coming to our church for over 20 years. And it was Easter Sunday morning. His family, his son had come in from college, and they were all ready and dressed up, coming to church for Easter. And on their way, a car runs a stoplight. It's a terrible crash. The 18-year-old son is killed. The daughter is mangled, leg disconnected. It's horrible. The wife is in critical condition. Another child broke limbs. And my wife and I go to the hospital, and we see Wayne sitting there. He's lost his son. His wife is in critical condition, could die. Thank God she didn't. His daughter's in multiple surgeries, just trying to do repairs. And in those moments, it is so easy to, I think, question God and say, why? You know, why do bad things happen to good people? Why doesn't God do something? Why is He so silent when I'm hurting so bad? Why didn't He stop the car? He's God. I'm going to church on Easter with my family. And these unexplained absences of God, seemingly. He's there, but He's quiet. He's silent. And we tell in that story of how that Wayne, reached a point where he decided, I'm not going to get bitter at God. I'm going to say like Job, the Lord gives, the Lord takes away. He never promised that I wouldn't go through things. We live in a human world. Accidents happen. Trouble comes. In the parable that Jesus told, He said, you're building your life either on a rock foundation or on sand. And when the storm came, it didn't skip the house that was built on the rock. It hit it too. The thing that made the house stand was the foundation it was built on. And when trouble, when adversity, when the Category 5 wind like this family went through hits your family, the only thing that will cause you to make it through and come out the other side with your faith intact, with your life and your sanity intact, is if you have been building your life on the rock, Jesus Christ. Listen, everything's better with Jesus, including trouble, including tragedy. He never promised we wouldn't go through it, but He said, I'll never leave you and I'll never forsake you. And there's a lot of people listening to us today that have lost people. Maybe you don't go to church anymore because you're hurt that God took a child with cancer. My brother died a few years ago, and he gave me, I'm in the ministry today. I was saved under his ministry, and he gave me my first opportunity to preach. And he was 54 years old and died of cancer. Beautiful family. And I had to cross a thing in my heart and in my mind where, he was so much better a Christian than I am, such a better person than I am. All I've ever seen him do is good. And it's hard to reason that stuff and say, why? Why, Lord? Why did you let this your servant die? His family needs him. And I had to reach a point in my own life where I said, I'm going to turn this pain into praise. The praise that cost you the most counts the most. And when you're in your midnight hour, like Paul and Silas, they sang praises unto God. If you can take the darkest times life gives you and turn it into worship and praise and love God like you've never been hurt, He'll use the wounds, the hurt, the pain. He'll turn it into testimony that can heal others and comfort others. And remember this, the pain you feel is the pain you can heal. Because when you've gone through divorce, you understand what somebody's going through. When you've gone through the loss of a child or a husband or a wife to cancer or something, you know what it's like to take them to chemo and to see them, go down, and you feel all the emotions. The pain you feel is the pain you can heal. Don't let it turn you bitter. Let God use what you've been through for His glory.
Oh, that's good. And God's not afraid of you asking those questions. He's not afraid of the question why. He has the answer, and in due time, as you look back at your past, you'll realize it will all make sense. And sometimes it will only take until you get to heaven when you realize why. But God is walking with you. And if you continue to walk with Him, as you continue to ask those questions, He will reveal things to you. Please do get your copy of Love Like You've Never Been Hurt. This is a good challenge for us to walk in the way of Christ today.